Now, what if you don't set any goals? That's a question a lot of people ask me, and I say, well, okay, that's okay, but why not? And they say, I have so much on my plate. Can I just get around to it next year? And I say, everything is possible. I mean, it's you. Do whatever you want. But here's the problem. Imagine, if you will, you're not setting goals, and like, let's say you're on a boat, and you've made your way to the middle of a lake on a boat, and you just fall asleep for a while, and you say, I'll get up in a while, nothing's going to change. And sure enough, you get up, and 45 minutes, an hour later, you wake up and the sky still looks the same. The clouds have moved a little bit, but you get up and you see all around you, and you're not even able to recognize where you are because your boat has drifted away. Same thing that happens in real life. People are passing you by all the time. We just don't know it. And just to keep pace with ourselves, we have to be better than we were yesterday, because if you didn't realize, the world is not waiting for anybody. We live in a highly progressive society. The world keeps moving ahead. And when we think that, we have time to breathe and not do anything else, don't get faked out. Even when we don't realize it, the world will keep moving ahead. And one of the greatest people of all time, Einstein, had a whole lot to say about this. Einstein, when he was asked, Einstein was very heartbroken later on in his life. And when he was asked to even become the president of Israel, when Israel was a new country, he refused. He said, I don't want anything to do with politics. I don't want anything to do with any of this, because I'm just trying to understand what this humanity is. After all, he was so upset that his incredible research in his 20s and his 30s was now being used to make bombs. He was very heartbroken, and he said, if I can just figure out what this humanity is. And he had become a social psychologist of sorts. And when Einstein was asked about goal setting, he said, this is one of the greatest things of all time. And he even came up with some laws of goal setting. Now, these were not suggestions. These were not thoughts of Einstein. These were laws. And Einstein had 3 laws of goal setting. And here's the first one. He said, people that set goals become successful. Okay, well, that's pretty sensible, and you can't argue with that. But because he was a smart guy, so he's going to cover himself. So his second law of goal setting was, he said, just setting goals does not guarantee success. Now see, he's a smart guy. He's going to make sure that people aren't going to catch him on his first law. But the third law, and this is the one that interests me the most, and he said, by not setting goals, you guarantee that you're not going to be as successful as you otherwise would have been. Now, I thought this was pretty interesting. By not setting goals, you're not going to be as successful as you otherwise would have been. So, he's a smart guy.